Saquon is showing you right now in real time the power of athlete times B2B SAAS. I know, it's not the most exciting shit. If you want to make a lot of money, listen. What's up, guys? Before we get in today's episode, please leave us a like and a comment, man. This is Athletes and Assets with yours truly, Noah Lack. We bring on some of the best athletes in the world to chat about entrepreneurship, and sometimes I get on my high horse and rant about different stuff that you should be paying attention to, okay? Well, let's get right into this, man. So 15 seconds is all I need to show you to change how tech companies should really be marketing, because this Saquon Barkley commercial has been the talk of the Super Bowl before the Super Bowl even started. 15 seconds will show it.
Hey, should we pull Saquon off the field right now to submit his expenses?
You better not say yes. Switch your business to ramp.com.
So why is this significant? This is significant because even though athletes and tech companies have been partnered with each other in the past, and athletes continue to invest in more tech companies, big tech should really pay attention here to the ripple effects, because the hill that I will die on is the athlete influence in industries other than sports or sports technology and recovery and wellness and all that stuff. So I really believe in this. Ramp is a finance automation technology platform. That's a fancy way of saying when you're an employee and you pay for your lunch on the company card, you take a picture of the damn receipt and send it to Ramp, and they do the rest in terms of filing, okay? It's $1 billion problem that they're solving. And this industry, in terms of corporate cards, corporate finance, multi-billion-dollar industry. Every large company, every small company, even us at A&A, we have our own card. Okay, we have to submit expenses. And so that's what Ramp is. Ramp helps with submitting expenses and uses technology to give less work to employees and bookkeepers on keeping track of tons of expenses that happen in companies, okay? So it has nothing to do with like recovery or food or wellness and something that's maybe obvious to an athlete that they should invest in. But here we are seeing in the Super Bowl, much attention has been paid on Saquon on the field. Off the field, this 15-second commercial is drawing a ton of interest. But there's a deeper layer than this that is so important for both sides, the athlete and the tech company, to understand. First of all, Saquon Barkley signed a 3-year, I believe, $36 million contract, with $26 million is guaranteed. Okay. Saquon went off this year, historical year, over 2,000 rushing yards, 15 touchdowns. He would have had 45 if it wasn't for this push, which is pretty effective. But, he would have had more if they weren't, pushing butts over there. And historical season, he's had 5 touchdowns in the postseason. The Eagles are in the Super Bowl. And yet Saquon Barkley is making less than NBA players such as Jonathan Isaac, Tobias Harris. Those are good players, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a big fan of Jonathan Isaac, Tobias Harris, but when you compare it to Saquon Barkley in his historical season, that's a big deal, all right? So the NFL running back market, for a guy like Saquon, has market value, appeal off the charts, and yet that's the market for an NFL running back these days. It is what it is. The return on investment for the Eagles is phenomenal. I mean, come on. You got this guy on a veteran NBA contract, damn near vet minimum. Not really, but for exaggeration purposes. And he's one of the best players in the NFL. It's incredible. But for Saquon, it's like, all right, we got to get creative. We got to find ways to really make money outside of this football stuff. So yeah, we got to get creative. What are we going to do? How are we going to make money outside of this typical running back deal? I mean, what are we going to do? This Ramp deal is very creative. Ramp is one of the fastest growing technology companies in the United States, in the world, honestly. They have over a $7 billion valuation, and Saquon and his team invested in Ramp, so he has equity in the company. And so this is a long-term approach here from Saquon. This isn't just a normal brand deal. This is like, I'm an investor. Let me put the pads on, get the camera on my face, and let's go to work. Yeah, put the paint under my eyes. Let's file expense reports before the Super Bowl. Let's do it. Long-term deal. Ramp is skyrocketing, and this is the blueprint for an athlete, in my opinion. Get me into a Ramp, get me into Beehive, get me into these really fast-growing technology companies as an athlete. Get me as an investor with equity. That long-term upside is significant. That's how you angel invest, man, as an athlete with influence. That's how you do it, man. You go to HQ in your jersey and be like, hey, man, where do I sign? Like, it's super smart. Tech companies don't understand this unobvious but awesome marriage between an athlete, investor / marketer and the tech company, okay? We're talking about Ramp here on a podcast. This is the last thing I thought I'd be talking about today, but it's very significant, and it shows that these fast-rising tech companies, great way to add gasoline on the fire. Get an athlete involved. Get a significant athlete involved. Get any athlete involved, because Saquon is a smart guy. Outside of him acting for 15 seconds, he knows other people. He can attract customers. Your athlete is also the salesperson at this point. So I think more companies should really take notice of what is going on here. You know, I think of these other companies. You got like these large enterprise tech companies. You probably have never heard of them, but you Scale AI, Airbyte, Anthropic is a popular one, OpenAI competitor. And maybe we should actually talk about companies who are not as developed or even earlier than these companies, who aren't in super scale mode. But I don't understand why these tech companies don't reach out to athletes more. Well, actually, I do, because they don't realize that addition to the cap table opens up a whole can of go-to-market that you would have never expected. Unleash your go-to-market, guys. Target these athletes, and to the athletes and the people listening. Please don't tell me that this B2B SaaS shit is above you, because it's not. Your influence goes beyond that brand check, goes beyond that brand deal check. It is the equity. It is the high signal to other tech companies, okay? It is the high signal to yourself and your legacy after you're done playing. Do not take these B2B SaaS companies for granted. Saquon is showing you right now in real time the power of athlete times B2B SaaS. I know it's not the most exciting shit, but if you want to make a lot of money, fucking listen. You've seen a lot of athletes do stuff with like Google, AT&T, right? Like giant public tech companies get it. Meta, okay, maybe Amazon, like the giant tech companies get it. But I would actually, for that companies who are like a step down, who are maybe just went public or like in the Series C, Series D, Series B range, your go-to-market you have to involve an athlete somehow, in my opinion. I really believe that it is the most helpful way to get your product out there, even though you think like your brain is wired that like it's just going to touch the sports market, but other people notice, okay? The Saquon Barkley Ramp deal, other people are noticing, all right? So just rewire your freaking brain. Please rewire your brain when you think about the Saquon and Ramp deal. So that's all I got today for my high horse. This is another episode of the Athletes and Assets podcast with yours truly, Noah Lack. Look, if you enjoyed that, please, if you can do us a favor, give us a like, comment on the episode. We do these every Monday, okay? Bringing to you new insights from the athlete and entrepreneurship world, sort of bridging the gap between the two. So if you please give us a follow, like, comment, all that good stuff. Thank you so much, and we'll see you for the next one.